Here are the 4 p.m. weather observations from around the area. At Dalton, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 89, dew point 71, relative humidity 54%, wind variable at 5 miles an hour. Pressure was 29.94 inches and steady. At Rome, it was mostly sunny and 92, wind west at 7.
Well, it may be a little hard to tell with that bad reception, but that's WXK52. And it has just gone wireless. Okay, here it is with some better reception.
Across the far east central Georgia during the afternoons and evenings, Sunday through Wednesday. Spotter information statement. Spotter activation will not be needed through tonight. Here is the official forecast from your National Weather Service for the Northwest Georgia listening area. Tonight.
Just for comparison, let me see if I can get Athens on the same channel. WXK56.
Thunderstorms this evening.
No, not really. But we can hear.
A chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs of
We can hear KC80, another wireless station.
5 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday night.
So as you can tell, they're sounding pretty similar now. Alright, so I just plugged the R200 back into this J-pole antenna. It was unplugged for that first recom radio that you saw, but that was actually not a radio that needed to be on a different antenna. So I just realized that and plugged it back in. So here's even better reception.
Here are the 4 p.m. weather observations from around the area. At Dalton, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 89, dew point 71, relative humidity 54%, wind variable at 5 miles an hour. Pressure was 29.94 inches and steady. At Rome, it was mostly sunny.
And then here's KXI81.
Northwest winds
Oh, it's...
to 15 miles.
Okay, yeah, it's disabled. I was going to use the other radio as my KXI81 monitor.
Showers in the evening, then partly cloudy after midnight. Mostly
Okay, there we go.
Highs in the upper 70s. Wednesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 50s. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Thursday night.
And then finally KXI22, which went wireless in July.
Friday, hour. Sunday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-50s. North winds up to 10 miles an hour.
So, as you can tell, they all sound pretty similar now, pretty much the same. And I actually noticed last night that WXK52 is sounding different, or at least something on channel 1 was sounding different. I was taking a walk, so it was kind of hard to tell. And I guess I just didn't realize that that meant it was wireless. So here's a thank you to someone else by the name of Georgia Guppy. They posted about this in my Discord server the other day, and I learned from them that WXK52 had been off the air for some time recently. And I thought it was just because this radio was unplugged from the antenna, but it turned out that station was just entirely off. And so now that they've come back as of yesterday, it's wireless.
Now the extended outlook for the period Saturday through Thursday. Isolated to scattered thunderstorms are possible Saturday and Saturday night.
So that makes this the first station I know of, or at least can receive personally, to be upgraded during the ongoing, insanely weird wireless glitch event that's happening. You can hear it here on WXJ53.
At Cornelia, with haze, it was 86, wind southwest at 9. At Toccoa, it was partly sunny and 80.
Do you hear how, choppy and glitchy and echoey and weird that sound is? That's absolutely not from the radio. It's on all my radios on that station. And a lot of other people have been reporting this on their own stations. So I guess we can just be glad that WXK52 isn't doing that, as of right now at least. Anyway, it's crazy. So now, that means that starting in June of this year, now, I think, this is the third of my main stations that has become wireless since June of this year. And I'm pretty sure there was at least one more earlier this year that's not a main of mine, but I can receive it sometimes. Anyway, this is just pretty crazy how many stations are going wireless these days. So, I do think it's actually a problem that they're doing this because, as you just heard, the wireless stations are vulnerable to glitches and choppy audio and all kinds of problems that the phone line stations hardly ever seemed to exhibit, if at all. And in fact, not too many of my radios got the weekly test this week because of that. So if people's radios are literally not activating because of how bad the wireless stations sound, just because they're wireless and no longer phone line, that's a huge problem. I really don't like wireless stations. So I wish that they could figure it out and get the monetary aid that they need. Because really, I think a lot of the changes from phone line to wireless are because there's just not enough money in the National Weather Service right now to maintain the phone line connections. They cost more than the wireless connections. But of course, if they're what works, that money is necessary. It's necessary for public safety. So I really wish they could get it together better and get more money for use for these public safety radio stations. And yeah, I guess that turned into kind of a big rant, but like I said, I just think this is a big issue. Now let's finally see if we can receive it on the CO100. This has the best sound quality out of all those radios. So let's see if this can clearly demonstrate how it sounds.
At 12, gusting to 20. At Nashville, it was partly sunny and 91, wind west at 8. At Knoxville, it was cloudy and 85, wind southwest at 9. Across Alabama, at Anniston, it was sunny and 90, wind west at 8. At Birmingham, it was partly sunny.
Yep, that's irrefutably wireless. You can even hear the very slight hum in the background. And I just remembered I can plug this thing into this antenna.
Lows around 70.
This should give the best combination of sound quality and reception.
Becoming light and variable. Mostly winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, mostly cloudy in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. At Athens, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 78 degrees. At Augusta, widespread severe weather is not expected. And now the extended outlook for the period's weather outlook is for north and central Georgia. For this afternoon and tonight, Sunday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s.
So I guess I am pretty lucky because just one out of all 5 of those wireless stations sounds choppy and glitchy. So that's good at least. But they do all seem to get the occasional audio dropout, just because the wireless signal is kind of unreliable. Alright, that'll be it for this video about WXK52 going wireless, and about what I think of wireless stations. Once again, I kind of don't think it's been talked about enough, honestly. So that's why I added all that extra stuff into this video.